Greetings from Wrightstown, Wisconsin. High school boys basketball is on the air. It is our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week here on our YouTube channel. Glad to have you along with us. I am Joey D alongside my broadcast partner tonight. It is Dick Napinski, and we've got Northeastern Conference action from boys basketball for you as Wrightstown Tigers, they come in undefeated on the season, 4th ranked in the new rankings that just came out today, 12-0 overall, 8-0 in conference play, and they welcome in one of their rivals here, the Little Chute Mustangs at 5-6 overall, 5-3 in conference play. Let's bring in my partner here, Dick Napinski. And Dick, first of all, glad to have you here along board. This is the first time we got a chance to work together this season.
Great to be here, Joey.
But I'll see you like almost every day this week.
That's right. Seems like it, doesn't it? Yeah.
We got to get used to it. We got 3 games for you that we get to bring to you, both here and also college basketball, and a girls game later on this week. So a little bit of everything. Love it. This time of year, it doesn't get even better. As a big-time basketball fan, especially when it comes down to a couple of teams, they've only been facing each other for a couple of years here in the same conference, but 2 teams that every time they get together, I know it's cliche, but throw the records out the window because it's always fun when they get together.
It is. There are a lot of connections here, too. Of course, Jake Van Roy, the head coach of Little Chute in his 2nd season with the Mustangs, a former assistant for Corey Hayes here at Wrightstown. They're all De Pere guys. You know, they all knew each other before, and so Jake came down and helped out with the program for a number of years, both on the middle school and the high school level. And then 2 years ago, went over to Little Chute when Mickey Martin retired over there, took over that program. A very young team for the Mustangs right now. A lot of people, and he'll be talking about that a little bit, about trying to mesh people from 4 different classes on a varsity basketball team, what that's like. Meanwhile, Wrightstown, they're on a roll right now. This has been an outstanding program for the past 5 or 10 years. And right now, this is probably the best record they've had at this juncture halfway through a season, sitting at 12-0 and really doing everything they want to do right now.
3 out of the last 4 years, 20-plus win seasons, coming out back-to-back 20-5 seasons for Wrightstown. Last year losing a sectional semifinal to Freedom, and then the year before that losing a sectional semifinal to Xavier, so looking to get back to the postseason. And as far as Little Chute goes, well, last year they were 15-8, 11-7 in conference play. They also have a nice string of winning seasons. They were 515-16, but other than that, they've got a nice string also of winning seasons overall. Last year, 15-8, lost in the regionals to Peshtigo. But other than that, again, you said, like a really young team, though. Only 2 seniors, only 1 senior starter. They have 5 juniors, 2 sophomores, and 2 freshmen. And you'll be able to see that physically here on the field. We were noticing that before they even ran out onto the court.
Some of these guys look like they're on JV, but and some of them are. They play a half in JV, and they're helping out on the varsity as well. And, of course, Little Chute, a proud tradition, a couple of state appearances for them, and it made me feel old. Turner Bott's now an assistant coach in the Little Chute program, and of course he was a standout for Little Chute, then went up and played at UW Green Bay as well for 4 years. So again, feeling a little bit old, but we're here, and we're in
well, you don't
game.
look it.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Wrightstown looking for the clean sweep. We're on the air just a little bit late tonight because the freshmen went overtime, and they win 39-30. The JV wins 48-44. So a couple of really exciting first 2 games here this evening. We are hoping for a 3rd exciting game, and Dick got a chance to catch up with both head coaches. Corey Hayes in his 22nd season overall. Jacob Van Roy just in his 2nd season for Little Chute. You will hear from both of the head coaches as our pregame show continues. Coming up right after this on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week, brought to you by Fox Communities Credit Union, Myron Construction, Creative Imprint, and Julian Strategic Alliance Group. Back after this.
A century is made up of minutes, but more importantly, of moments. Moments of hard work, dedication, challenges, and triumphs. From Myron Construction, the past 100 years were built by the steady hands of tradespeople who laid a strong foundation, and continues to thrive because of our passionate team members. As we close this significant chapter of our history, our sights are set on what we will accomplish together in the years to come, because together we'll continue building excellence.
We're at pregame now with Wrightstown coach Corey Hayes. Corey, 12-0 coming into this midpoint of the season. What has worked well so far for this Tiger team this year?
Well, a lot of things have. We've been fortunate enough to shoot the ball really well and take good shots for the most part. That's a big thing we talk about every day is shot selection and taking good shots. We've had different leading scorers almost all the time, so we've been hard to defend in that aspect. And we got a lot of kids that can play. Obviously, we got 15 that suit up for varsity, but we can go 11, 12 pretty comfortably, and we usually do.
I was going to say, what kind of luxury is that? Looking at your stats before the game, I saw that there's a lot of depth there. Can you mix and match the lineups, rotations as you see fit?
Yeah, and my staff, Craig Hayes, Sean Rotzenberg, they've been with me for a lot of years. And our philosophy is we're going to get, 10, 11, 12 kids some PT in that first half and see where things go from there. We really don't know who's going to finish the game in a tight game because we got a lot of kids that can play. And they all got some different skills and some different sets that they can bring to us. So it's a little bit different all the time. It can be tough. A lot of opposing PA announcers have been just saying hockey line change because we have been known to sub 5 in and 5 out a few times throughout the year already.
Yeah. But who have been your leaders so far this year as you look, say, okay, these are the guys we need at crunch time?
Well, we have 7 seniors all in our rotation, and they're great kids. They played varsity for a couple years. Some of them played varsity for 4 years now. Jeremy Van Zielen and Tyler Cruz have really been through the NEC before, so those 2 kids are great leaders for us. But all 7 of our seniors have really stepped up, and to be honest, our juniors, our seniors, grade level really means nothing to those guys. Our climate, our culture, our togetherness is really strong. They're all really good friends, regardless of what grade they're in.
And this program has been near the top of the NEC now for a number of years. Do you feel that you've got what you would call a program now? You've had so many good teams come through here the last few years that it's kind of sustainable on its own?
Well, every year's a new year. This year we knew we'd be pretty strong coming back. Our league as a whole lost a lot of good senior players from last year due to graduation, and we had a lot of pieces coming back, so we knew we'd be real competitive. In the years to come, it could totally change. Who knows? It depends how hard our kids want to work. But definitely our role models of our varsity team this year, they're showing the younger kids what it takes.
And finally, Little Chute, you know them, they know you, you know Jake knows you. Coming into this one, looking at the Mustangs, how do you break them down? What do you have to do against them?
Oh, Jake's doing a phenomenal job this year with the crew he's got. Last year he had 11 seniors. Had a very talented team his first year as a head coach there. This year it's all new. He's got one kid really that had a lot of playing time for him last year coming back. His kids play really, really hard. Obviously, we know what they're doing. A lot of their sets are the same as ours, and a lot of their actions and some of the stuff we know very well, and he knows us very well, too. He coached 8th grade and varsity assistant with me for a lot of years, so he knows all of our kids and families really well. But Jake's doing a phenomenal job, and I really like their team. They got a really nice team with the exception of Freedom. Maybe they might be that next team in our league. So tonight's going to be a very good game, and we're going to have to play really good basketball to win.
Well, thanks a lot for the time. Appreciate it. Good luck tonight.
Thanks you, Dick. Dick, thanks for the coverage.
And we'll be back with more right after this.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or building your dream home, Fox helps make I love this place happen. Fox makes it easy to lock in low and go, so you can make I can have my own chickens happen. If you're a first-time homebuyer, Fox offers low closing costs and as little as 3% down, so you can make I can turn the music up as loud as I want happen. Apply today at foxcu.org. Fox Communities Credit Union. Make life happen.
Dick Napinski here with Little Chute coach Jake Van Rooyen. Jake, coming into this one, winners of 3 of your last 4, nice little uptick in things. But with such a young group like you have with the Mustangs this year, what's been the biggest place where you've had to growth and wait for things to happen?
We kind of made sure we were patient. To start the year, I kind of anticipated that, we would kind of struggle a little bit, figure each other out, come out of the gate. This group hasn't really played together before. We've got 2 seniors, 2 freshmen, a handful of juniors, and then a sophomore. So we've got guys that haven't played together a ton, so they had to get used to each other, used to playing together. But then our big things were just on the defensive end, kind of understanding, what it takes to be a good team on that end of the floor, the communication, the willingness to jump to the basketball and stuff like that. And then offensively, just kind of making sure we share the basketball. making sure that we're moving it, where everybody's touching it, everyone's getting an opportunity, and then the more we move that defense, the better we're looking at the end of the day.
And when you're moving defense around, everybody's touching the basketball, but where do you need the points coming from? What guys are going to be big for you tonight?
At the end of the day, we talk about being patient, but we know there's a few guys on our team that are, we want the ball, like you said, want the possession to end with them. Cade Van Assen and Tate Huss are two guys for us that can really score the basketball and do some good things. As well as Brandon Brockman is another guy we'd really like to get going. Brandon's had a few good big games this year, but we're really looking for him to kind of step up moving here to the second half of the year. But those three for sure are guys that got to make us go.
With a rather smaller varsity roster, too, how do you look at that? How do you divide up minutes? How do you make sure everybody's rested, can stay going all two halves?
We ask a lot from our guys. We early in the season we did a lot of conditioning, making sure we were ready to go. But then making sure when we have 10 guys, and we're comfortable with all 10 guys playing. So making sure we get rest at proper times. Our substitution patterns have really improved as the years gone on. We kind of figured our team out and where we got to be and who's got to be on the floor with who and who can kind of play with everybody. So the more we figured that out, that's gotten a lot better for us.
And finally, you've been around this program in Wrightstown for a long time as an assistant. What do you have to try to do with this team tonight going up against the Tigers?
Tonight against the Tigers, I think one of our biggest things is we're going to be patient offensively. They're the best defensive team in our conference by a long shot. And so we're going to have to make sure on that end we're taking care of the basketball, we're getting good shots every time, and then we got to keep them out of transition. When they can get running, they got so many great athletes with Cruz and the Van Zeeland boys, Sammy Hayes, DeClean, all those guys can get up and down. Nemechek, everybody runs hard. So we got to make sure we take care of it on our end offensively, get good shots, and then get back and set our defense. If we can get back and set our defense, I like our ability right now. We're playing pretty well in the half court defensively to make some stops when we need to. But they're a really patient team on that end, and they're going to make it work for it. So the big thing I kept telling our guys is get ready to play defense for 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Be ready to defend, but then if we can take care of that stuff, I think we should be in a good spot.
All right. Well, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the coverage.
And we'll be back with more right after this.
100 years in business, thousands of construction projects, countless memories, and priceless relationships for which we are eternally grateful. But we're just getting started. The team at Myron Construction thrives on bringing dreams to life, and we're looking forward to the next century of building excellence for our clients, partners, and the community. Because building excellence isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Sometimes you can tell when it's time to look for a bigger house. Get the home, the yard, and the loan that will make your dreams and your dog's come true. Talk to the mortgage lending experts at Fox. Get free pre-approval and helpful home buying advice so you can see just how much space you can afford. Let Fox help you with 22 locations and lending experts to make it easy. Visit foxcu.org for details.
Fox Communities.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
The projects we construct afford us the opportunity to help those in need in more ways than one. And the momentum we create as a team allows us to make an impact greater than any one of us can achieve on our own. We are part of the community. We are where we live. We are Myron Construction.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
By the dawn's early proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Got a beautiful rendition of our national anthem, and that means we are just about ready to tip things off at this high school boys basketball tonight from the Northeastern Conference here on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week. I am Joey D alongside Dick Napinski for tonight's matchup between Little Chute and Wrightstown. Let's go over your starting lineups. First of all, for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Little Chute Mustangs, again, very young team, but they will go with a 5'11" senior, Matthew Cook. He is the only starting senior, one of only two seniors on the entire squad. There's 6 foot and a junior, Drew Lamers, 6'1" and a junior, Tate Huss, a 6'4" sophomore, Cade Van Asten. He is their leading scorer, 17.1 points a game, 7.6 rebounds for Van Asten, so look for him to be very active here tonight. 6'4" junior, Brandon Brockman, and they are under the leadership of head coach Jake Van Roy. For the Wrightstown Tigers, who come in undefeated at 12-0 on the season, they will go with a 6'2" senior, Jeremy Van Zeeland, 5'10" and a junior, Jack Van Zeeland, a 5'11" senior, Tyler Cruz, 6'4" and a senior, Grant Nemechek, and 6'2" and a junior, Sam Hayes. And under the leadership of Corey Hayes in his 22nd season overall for the Wrightstown Tigers. As we're just about ready for action here, let's bring back in Dick Napinski. And final thoughts before we get this one going. Key to the game here tonight.
Key to the game tonight, first of all, for Wrightstown, do what you've done. You've got a lot of seniors. This is a savvy team. It's an unbeaten team. If you're Little Chute, you have to be able to withstand. It'll be interesting to see if they start extending possessions a little bit. Can you take care of the basketball? Wrightstown loves to play tight defense. If Little Chute can withstand that, they can stay in this one against the Tigers.
Both teams come in on winning streaks. 2-game winning streak for Little Chute, wins over Marinette and Wapaka. 12-game streak. They are undefeated for Wrightstown off of a win over Luxembourg Casco. They've only played in 2 games in which it has been single digits, and it will be the Tigers setting up control of the basketball first in this one. Swinging around.
And Little Chute coming out straight man-to-man. Let's see if they can withstand that and what Wrightstown does against it.
Nice pump fake. Here's Hayes from the corner. Second chance opportunity using his body, but Nemechek unable to score, and so empty possession on possession one for the Tigers.
Yeah, nice job by Lamers backside rebounding to grab that one and go the other direction.
Spin move, Tate Huss. The first 2 points of the game, and just like that, Little Chute up by a bucket.
Yeah, Tate Huss is perhaps one of the best athletes, pure athletes on this team, and they're going to have to rely on him a lot, especially defensively.
2-0. Nice pump fake again down low, and that's Tyler Cruz with a nice answer. We're tied up at 2 apiece.
Yeah, and Tyler's been on this varsity for 4 years. He knows what's going on here. Played a lot of AAU ball with some guys around the area. Matt Klesmith of Neenah, also Jake Buchanan from Kimberly.
Averaging about 14 points a game for Cruz. That was his first 2. Knots it all up, just underway. This is Lamers in trouble. Guarded closely by Van Zeeland. Finally gets rid of it. Nice move, Van Asten. Little bit too hard, though, and on the rebound, we're going to have a tie-up. It'll stay Little Chute basketball.
Yeah, if this is strictly a physical matchup, Wrightstown is going to win this one. They have the seniors, they have the power, they have the depth, and so Little Chute is going to have to be smart. We're seeing some skip passes over the top of that defense early. We'll see if they can sustain that.
Long inbound pass. Tate Huss runs it down. And loses control of it. It is still on the floor. And here come the Tigers. In transition, off the board. No good. The lay-in for Sam Hayes. And a foul on the rebound.
Yeah, nice job there by Cade Van Asten coming in for that board, finding a sliver between the two rebounders and managing to draw the foul.
First foul on Jeremy Van Zeelen. First foul of the game as well on either team.
And this I expected out of Wrightstown tonight, Joey, that we're going to see some pressure, at least light pressure, trying to grab that inbound, get a cheap basket going the other way.
Ooh, armbar was pushed out there by Labors. They're letting him play a little bit here early on. 2 minutes into this one. Tie ball game at 2, and again, swarming defense by the Tigers, forcing the held ball, and this time that'll officially be the first turnover of the game.
Yeah, and that's what will happen sometimes with a young team. You come, you double them, right away they lose their court awareness, and they can't find anybody, and it's up to teammates to come over and help them a little bit.
That's what I've noticed first couple of minutes of this one, the Tigers, I mean, wherever that basketball is, boom, they are in your face. And now they have the basketball. Nice screen out front. And Zeeland passes up the 3. Everybody touching the ball to the baseline. Good cutoff there. Now the Little Chute fans clapping their hands in appreciation. But driving by everybody was Jeremy Van Zeelen, right as we're talking about the defense for Little Chute and the quick score.
Yeah, and Jeremy Van Zeelen, of course, he's from the Tiger football team, too. He's always been a physical presence out there, plays out on the wing, has got the muscle, can take it hard to the baseline.
Gives them their first lead of the game. Made 4-2. About 3 minutes into this one. Wide open in the corner. Here's Cook for a 3, and he nailed it. Boy, he could just set up all day. It looked like he had a tent there.
Yeah, great job by Matthew, just setting up, letting the defense overshift to one side. He just stayed in his spot, waited for the pass to come to him.
Retakes the lead at 5-4. Good crowd here this evening. Here the Little Chute faithful on the other side. Driving in, blocked away from behind. Here come the Mustangs again.
Yeah, it's construction vest night for the Little Chute fans tonight. We saw that. Yeah.
3 in the corner is good by Cade Van Asten. Back-to-back 3s. And a quick foul. Boy, that Little Chute bench did not like that. It goes on Cook.
That was right in front of them as well. And we're going to see what you'll see out of Wrightstown sometimes. They'll send 3 or 4 substitutions in at the same time. Corey Hayes was talking about it. We get kidded sometimes by our PA guy here in Wrightstown. It's a hockey line change, and they've had some of that. But they've got the depth to do that.
That, to me, is one of the keys to this game, too. Right now, Little Chute's running with them as the ball rolls out of bounds. It'll stay Tigers' ball. They can run with them here early on, but can they as this game goes along without the fresher legs?
Exactly right, especially if there's some foul trouble that gets involved later on in this first half and early in the second half.
Tigers get it in. Baseline drive. They've done that a couple of times, and it works again, and this time it's Tyler Cruz. He's got 4, and the lead is 2.
And that's a basic one, Joey, that you protect the baseline. You have to try to filter the guys toward the middle where you can get some help from defenders there, stuff them up in the middle a little bit, and, once again, pressure out of the Tigers.
Cruz averaging 14 on the season. He's got 4 of their 6. In the corner again, back-to-back 3s for Cade Van Asten.
Yeah, very nice sets. We've seen 3 shots from the corner. All 3 of them go down for 3s. Cade Van Asten shoots almost 41% from behind the arc. Wrightstown has to account for him.
So far, it's been the 3 shooting of Little Chute and the baseline driving of the Tigers, and here they go again, trying to attack. As I say that, they'll take one from downtown. Mason to clean. And now in transition, almost losing it, was Brockman. He'll save it and be able to set things up. About 5 minutes into this one, it's a 5-point advantage for the visitors. Cut off right at the free throw line. Jumps it out to Cook for three. Nope. And a push off. They're going to get Brockman. Good positioning down low by the Tigers.
Yeah, Brockman went straight, or at least he thought he went straight up, but came up a little bit. There was the contact. Remember, there's no foul that's called over the back. Basketball fans call that one all the time. But it's the contact. Did you cause some interference with the man trying to rebound?
It is the most common thing that I hear, as I am also the public address announcer for a lot of the Menasha home games, visiting, and even the home coaches still, and they know, but how many times you hear, come on, over the back, and literally a referee will stop and say, there's no more over the back. A three-pointer made by Mason DeClean.
Yeah, DeClean, another nice three-point shooter. He's over 42% for the year behind the arc.
Back within two at 11-9. Knew they wouldn't stay down too long. Ball loose on the floor and another turnover.
Yeah, that's a credit to the Tigers with their active hands. Just bothering Little Chute every time they put the ball to the floor.
Swinging around. Everybody touching the basketball. Finally some dribbles. Again, they'll drive baseline. Good cutoff there by Lamers and Hermas. Deep ball will not go for Hansen, and it goes out of bounds off the hands of the Tigers. That will be their first turnover of the game.
Yeah, we see what the Tigers are trying to do offensively. You're setting some high ball screens up around the elbows. You can drive around those, or you can take it baseline if the defender overplays.
2-point game. 6 minutes into this one. And a good one so far. Thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday evening in Northeast Wisconsin, Northeastern Conference action. That runner will not go for Van Asten. And the Tigers looking to run and gun here in transition. Swinging around for the three for Peer. Just checked in, Ben Peer. And that'll go out of bounds into the Tigers cheering section.
Yeah, we're talking about the youth of the Mustangs. Here's another young guy, too, a freshman, 6'3", Hunter Thiel coming in, just averaging a couple points a game, but he's showed up in 9 of the 11 games so far, and so with this short bench, everybody's going to get a shot at playing.
Knocked out of bounds again, right into, as it says over there, Tiger Nation.
Doing their best trying to bother the Little Chute players.
Love that. I mean, they are right on top of it. Love the atmosphere. High school basketball. We're into the second half of the season already. Can you believe that, Dick? This is crazy.
It goes nuts. You start looking at Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and you get a lot of games, and that one pretty much missed everything.
Van Asten off the mark. It rolls out of bounds, and the third turnover on the Mustangs.
Yeah, and it's important for Cade to realize, yes, he is relied on in scoring. You're averaging 17 points a game. They need all of your points, but it's very easy to fall into a lapse with your teammates, too. They're looking to you, and you start pressing yourself a little bit and taking bad shots.
So 43% three-point shooters. Made a couple here tonight already, but that one was way off the mark. A lot of contact on the inside, and we're going to get an and one. Grant Nemechek will head to the free throw line after being fouled.
Yeah, Drew Lamers got there just a touch late. He saw what was happening. Nemechek coming down the lane real hard, trying to set up inside. There is no arc underneath the basket here like there is in college and pro basketball where you can't be inside that to draw a charge. That just didn't work out. And so now it's going to be interesting because Cade Van Asten's coming out of the game right now, the leading scorer for Little Chute. Where's that offense going to come from?
Nemechek will head to the line.
Little Chute right now doing a nice job extending possessions, trying to limit the number of possessions in this game. You can keep it closer that way if you're playing an undefeated team like you have in Wrightstown.
60% free throw shooter for Nemechek, and he missed that one. That was the first free throw of the game by either team. But it does tie it up at 11 apiece here in the early going.
Yeah, another freshman in the lineup for Little Chute right now, Drew Joten. He played some JV ball in the first half, and we're going to have a foul on Wrightstown.
We call that, I think he said 12, but I thought it was
Yeah, that was Ben Peer picking that one up.
Not sure if it was Peer or if it was Nemechek.
Yeah. And the number 1 line coming back in for Wrightstown. All 5 of them.
That is 2 team fouls on Wrightstown. Little Chute has 3. Splitting the defenders. Nice move, but couldn't connect. But on the rebound, Hunter Thiel draws the foul.
Yeah, nice job by the freshman getting in there, finding a gap between the 2 Wrightstown rebounders, getting it, putting it back up, drawing the foul.
That's 2 fouls now on Jeremy Van Zeelen. And so Thiel will have a pair and makes the front end.
He's up to 25%. He's struggled a little bit at the line so far in varsity action this year. He's made only 1 out of his first 7. Good to see draining that one.
And I'll have another one. Missed it, but a rebound. Second chance opportunity. Now it's loose. Tigers were yelling timeout, but he rolled around, and it's going to be Little Chute ball. You could hear the referee up here. No, he rolled around. Referees tonight, by the way, Todd Mangan, Jason Mangan, and Chris Wozni. You know the Mangans?
I do know the Mangans, the team of brothers. They've officiated some state basketball, and so they're well known around Northeast Wisconsin. Done a lot of games here, do some college games as well.
And a quick turnover from the Tigers. Blocked away. Nice defense in transition, and they're going to get a foul even on the rebound then. It's going to go on Tyler Cruz.
Yeah, really like the look of Cade Van Asten. A lot of folks may know him from the fall as the quarterback for the Mustangs football team.
Very familiar name.
Yep, but he's got some nice moves on the basketball court. Good size, 6'4", just a sophomore too. He's going to grow into that body a little bit.
So they hang on to this 1-point lead. Approaching the 10-minute mark in this first half. It's been a good one. The freshman and the JV games were both really good ones. So far, so good here.
Again, Little Chute being patient. That's good to see, but a little impatience there.
Tate Huss taking too many steps and turns it over. I've got him for 5 early turnovers on Little Chute.
Yeah, and Tate, he's been averaging 14.5 the last 4 games, so he's been on a little bit of a roll. Not finding his shot so far in this one, though.
On the season, about 12 points, 5.5 boards for Huss. Turns it over, though. Another baseline drive and another lay-in. This time it's Sam Hayes, his first 2. Their leading scorer. That's got to feel good. Just get those first 2.
Yeah, we mentioned that before. Wrightstown setting up the defender. If you look inside, they're going to go around the top screen. If you look outside, they're going to take you baseline.
They retake the lead by 1. Largest lead has only been 4. So kind of game this, the first quarter of this one has been as we reach a quarter post here, 9 minutes. Again, hounding defense, and the ball comes loose out at midcourt, and they're playing football.
Yeah, we saw wrestling practice up here in our stand
we did,
before.
right behind us.
I think that's 2 points right there, if I remember right.
That goes on Tate Huss, his first, and both teams now with 4 fouls.
And you can see the Tigers defensively as they start to get into the game, trying to push that Little Chute offense farther and farther off the arc, making them set up maybe 25 feet away from the basket instead of 20.
Swing it to the left side. Van Zeelen on the dribble drive, kicks it back out. Again, that baseline's open if they wanted it. Didn't take it. They will take the 3. That rolls off. Rebound underneath by Carson Weingard. He'll set up the offense. And again, that hounding defense forcing the turnover. Blocked on the other end, and it'll stay with the Tigers.
Yeah, a lot of activity there. Van Asten did a great job just setting up. Officials say the contact was incidental. No foul there. The block was good, but then it skipped off. Wrightstown tried to save it in bounds, skipped off a Little Chute player out of bounds. Tigers get it back.
Kept waiting for a whistle. Didn't happen. 1-point lead for the Tigers, and they hold possession. He wanted that one, Sam Hayes. Wanted that 3, but wisely backing it out. Gets his defender to fall down. He's wide open. Skip pass over to him, and he can't take advantage of it. Tap back out, another three. Nemechek misses. Two really good looks at it beyond the arc, but they didn't go down.
Yeah, another strong rebound by Van Asten as well.
7:45 left in this fast-paced first half. 1-point contest. Again, that swarming defense from the Tigers. And this time, a little bit too much of a reach-in.
Yeah, nice job though, and you mentioned it, Joey. The defense coming in, they'll start the dribble, the ball handler will take it, and then the double team will come up. They don't attack both at the same time. The first defender kind of leads the Little Chute ball handler into the second defender, and then applies that trap from the backside.
You hear the coaches. Every basketball game, you'll hear hands. Get your hands up, get your hand in their face. Just do that, just distract them. Especially if they're just standing there with a basketball. Do something. Don't let them set up their offense. Right there, you're seeing the hands.
Yeah, DeClean has the size. DeClean has the size to match up against Van Asten, so he's going to be very active with his hands out on the arc.
There he is again on defense. I like that matchup, and who wins it this time is Van Asten. He's got 8 points, and Little Chute has a lead back.
Yeah, great job turning the corner that time on DeClean. Just got the edge on it, got his shoulder in front, and could take it straight to the hoop.
That's going to be a fun matchup all night if they're on each other. Driving baseline for Lamers. He'll kick it out. Reverse it. Lots of body. You can hear the crowd yelling that, but again, they're letting him play. 3 by DeClean. Rebound, Brockman.
Yeah, very nice job by Little Chute that time, Joey. Getting up there. The react and recover. That's what you want to do on defense. React and get back on your man. And they did a great job of it that time.
Again, DeClean and Van Asten going at it. 2 bigger guys on the court. But the patience from Little Chute, despite that hand-in-the-face defense.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, you're being bothered all the time. Keeping control, making sure you find somebody open, teammates getting to the open spot, being ready to catch the pass like right there.
Especially for a young team like this. This is a good experience for them. Knocked out of bounds by Pierre. So it'll stay with Little Chute right in front of the Wrightstown crowd.
Yeah, even in the best of circumstances, having a high school team hang on to the ball well for 45 seconds is a tough chore.
A lot of contact on the inbounds pass, and Lamers going to get whistled for that one. That's the 6th team foul now. So for the last 5:50 of this first half, any more fouls on a Wrightstown, Little Chute will be heading to the line. Been a pretty clean first half, though, so far.
It's been a physical game so far, but the officials have been very consistent thus far.
Nice look down low, and he misses the bunny, Van Asten. Oh, boy. It's one of those you kind of knock on your head on the way back down to the court.
I think Cade was expecting to get hit there, but he didn't, and so he underlaid the ball.
Deep 3 ball good for Hansen. That is the second 3 of the game for Wrightstown, and they retake the lead. By a deuce. 16-14, 5:15 left. You see it there on the Fox Communities Credit Union scoreboard. In the corner, Van Asten. Wanted that step back, instead he finds a wide open 3-pointer by Brockman, but way off the mark.
Yeah, that's a little surprising too. Brandon hasn't taken a lot of 3-pointers this year, but he's been around 50% hitting them, so that one just got away from him, and we've got a 30-second timeout on the floor.
Timeout is called, so we will take a quick one as well. 16-14, Wrightstown up. Back after this on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week.
A century is made up of minutes, but more importantly, of moments. Moments of hard work, dedication, challenges, and triumphs. From Myron Construction, the past 100 years were built by the steady hands of tradespeople who laid a strong foundation, and continues to thrive because of our passionate team members. As we close this significant chapter of our history, our sights are set on what we will accomplish together in the years to come. because together we'll continue building excellence.
Bring it back to Wrightstown, Northeastern Conference boys basketball on this Tuesday evening. Joey D and Dick Napinski out of Van Handel on our camera work. And right out of the timeout, a 5-second call. Boy, now what you want to see on the coaching staff.
You call a timeout, you set up something saying we're going to be down in the corner, it's going to be a tough inbound. Be ready, here's the play, and then nobody could break open from the Mustangs.
Unforced turnover. I got him unofficially with 8 now for Little Chute to 3 for Wrightstown. Under 5 to go in a 2-point contest. It's been this way the entire time. Biggest lead was only 4.
Yeah, and for Little Chute, that's really important, Joey, because you want to stay close. You don't want to start pressuring yourself to make up an 8-10 point deficit against this defense.
See and hear the clapping. Jacob Van Roy, second-year coach for Little Chute, saying, all right, we'll play this with you. This definitely plays more in the favor of Little Chute, this type of pace right now.
It really does. You've got a lineup out there right now for Little Chute that's willing to chase on defense.
Long 3 is off the mark by Hayes. Reverse putback won't go. And a foul is going to be called on the Tigers.
Yeah, and I don't think Corey Hayes is real happy with the execution of his team so far. The effort is there defensively, but they look about a half step off tonight. This is a big week for Wrightstown because they go to Freedom on Friday night to take on the Irish, who they beat here only by 3 points very early in the season. And Freedom and Wrightstown regarded as the 2 best teams in the NEC this year.
That'll be a huge game. Here's Brockman at the line for the bonus, and he hit it. Only a 48% free throw shooter on the season for Brockman. Got that one to fall, though. His first point of the night. Averages just over 8 a game. And Mason hits them both. That'll tie us up at 16 apiece. First tie in a while. They've been exchanging the leads. And a foul. I believe we're going to get 3 free throws.
Yeah, Matthew Cook.
Cook doesn't know what he did, but he's got 2 now.
Yeah, that may have been kind of a look-like foul. The hand came up, the hand came down, the shooter fell over, and the official said, well, there must have been contact there.
Hansen on the season now 12 for 12. That's an easy percentage to come up with from the free throw line.
Hit some nice games. Had 15 in the season opener against Brillion, 14 against Oconto Falls this year.
13 for 13 on the season.
Yeah, had 13 against Fox Valley Lutheran, made 7 straight free throws in that game.
Makes the first 2. Nice form, third one on the way, and he's no longer 1,000%. But they get the rebound. He'll try a 3 from the outside and miss everything. Rebound, Little Chute. But he hit 2 of the 3, so regains the lead for him at 18-16 with 3:45 left to play. In the corner, here's Hermes. And he missed a lot. Hunter Hermes is checked back into the game. Free ball again, good this time from the top of the key for Hansen, his second 3-pointer. He's got 8, and it is the biggest lead here in this first half.
Yeah, and we talked about this late in the first half. Can Little Chute sustain the tempo, the pressure, everything else, and the pressure just to score? And now they're down by 5.
We'll see how they handle it. Largest deficit so far. With about 3 minutes left to play. Down the middle of the lane, and the scoop will not go for Weingard, but he'll head to the line.
And that's a nice piece of confident ball playing by Carson Weingard. We saw him on the last possession come up. He had the defender beat, but then stopped and didn't drive all the way to the hoop. This time he turned the corner, saw the opening, took it down the lane, and drew the foul.
Foul goes on Tyler Cruz, his second, the 8th team foul on Wrightstown. And the first one is made by Carson Weingard. A couple more substitutions.
I think they're going to make sure Cade Van Asten, when he gets a rest, it's going to be a short rest.
Yeah,
so,
they need him out there.
Yeah, catch your breath early.
Their leading score about 17 a contest. Second one is made by Weingart.
I see Drew Joten coming in, too. He's coming in. His granddad, longtime Freedom baseball coach, Ron Joten.
Under 3 to go in this first half. Lead is 3. Hayes was falling out of bounds, able to keep it in play. Now he gets it for a long 3. Good. Good look by Sam Hayes. He set up and he hit it. That's his 5th point. And the lead back up.
And that play was actually set up by Matthew Hansen, throwing into the middle to set up, go inside out, and set up Hayes for that 3.
That one falls. The quick answer for Brockman. Now they're scoring quicker than I can put it up on our scoreboard. Foul is going to be called on Wrightstown. That goes on Weingard.
Yeah, Little Chute to this point done a nice job, only 16 fouls, not sending Wrightstown to the line. And that's something valuable if you want to stay close to the Tigers tonight, too.
Long 3. Oh, he thought about it for a little while and finally took it in back-to-back 3s for him. He's got 8 points, and he extends the lead for Wrightstown.
Yeah, most of the time, you'll give a guy that shot, too. From 23 feet out, you'll give him that one. But Hayes is a fine shooter. Had 37 points against Denmark earlier this year.
Under the 2-minute warning, down low, Van Asten will tap it in. That's just a little tap in for him, and he's in double figures. He's got 10. They're back within 5. Underneath. Counted and a foul.
It's going to be a charge.
Or did they call
the
the charge?
Yep.
Okay, I thought he went down like that, but that was a charge.
Drew Joten did a great job coming down. I'm not sure Corey Hayes believes it, but Joten did a great job scrambling over there. He gave up a lot of height, but one thing you can do is stand still, and he did that very well. And now we've got a double team on the inbound. Let's see if anybody else can get open for Little Chute to break in.
19 fouls now on Wrightstown. It really looked like the referee went like that, like a good basket. Nope. 90 seconds left to play in a 5-point game here in this first half. Dribbling into some traffic. Isolation down low. Somebody's got to be open on the perimeter. Skip pass to the corner, now back out front.
Yeah, see Little Chute trying to put a man in each corner, spread out that Wrightstown defense a little bit.
Bounce pass down low, Weingard, a little bit too hard, and a push off on the rebound.
Yeah,
He doesn't think he did, but to me it looked pretty clear.
Yeah, I'm not even sure it was a push off. It looked like their feet got tangled.
Yeah.
And, Wrightstown guy hits the floor.
That goes on Tate Huss, his second, and so we'll shoot a 1-on-1 because that is team foul number 7. Stepping up to shooter will be Andrew Lamers.
Yeah, they're going to bring Tate off the floor with a minute left here just to give him a little rest. Make sure he doesn't pick up a cheap third foul before the half.
Lamers a 56% free throw shooter on the season. Takes his time on this one. It makes it. His first point of the game. And I'll have another one. Try and extend this lead. Under a minute left to play. And he made them both. So it's 29-22 after the back-to-back free throws. Under a minute left to play. Equals the biggest lead of the game at 7. See if Little Chute can get something going here right before the first half comes to an end. Slipping and falling was Joten, but they regain control. Crowd really getting into it now. 30 seconds left. And they're going to call an offensive foul, maybe an illegal screen?
No, I think Weingard got tangled up, and he tried to shuck off the defender from Wrightstown, and the referee saw that arm get extended, and that's when he made the call.
It goes on Weingard. That's his second, team's eighth, but because it was offensive.
Yeah, Jake Van Roy asking one of the Mangan brothers, what'd you see there? He came over the top, and it was almost a swim move. Caught the man, think of a hook and hold, and that's basically what Weingard did, trying to get around the defender.
He was on top of it, the referee was. And with 20 seconds left, the Tigers will have a chance to take the last shot. Head into the locker room with their biggest lead here of this first half.
Might be a potential for back cut here. You see how the little Chute defense way up near the free throw line.
In the corner, Pierre knocks it down. Ben Pierre, his first three, and that is the way that the first half comes to an end. They extend the lead to double figures on the three-pointer, 32-22. Boy, talk about some momentum. What was a pretty close game for most of the first half, Dick, and all of a sudden it's 10 points.
It was, and you see how Wrightstown did that very deliberately, methodically, especially it all starts on the defensive end, Joey. They went down there, they stayed very active on the defensive end, kept the people fresh, and managed to just take the ball away a few times, hit some free throws, a couple of big threes toward the end, especially the one right at the end of the first half. And now Little Chute's looking up at a double-digit deficit.
32-22, our halftime score. We will take a timeout, hear from some of our fine sponsors here this evening, and we'll come back and have some halftime scoring for you. And, of course, half number 2 on the way. 32-22, the home team, Wrightstown, looking to stay undefeated. So far, so good for them as they lead Little Chute 32-22. Back after this on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream Game of the Week.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or building your dream home, Fox helps make I love this place happen. Fox makes it easy to lock in low and go, so you can make I can have my own chickens happen. If you're a first-time homebuyer, Fox offers low closing costs and as little as 3% down, so you can make I can turn the music up as loud as I want happen. Apply today at foxcu.org. Fox Communities Credit Union. Make life happen.
"100 years in business, thousands of construction projects, countless memories, and priceless relationships for which we are eternally grateful. But we're just getting started. The team at Myron Construction thrives on bringing dreams to life, and we're looking forward to the next century of building excellence for our clients, partners, and the community. Because building excellence isn't just what we do, it's who we are."
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Sometimes you can tell when it's time to look for a bigger house. Get the home, the yard, and the loan that will make your dreams and your dogs come true. Talk to the mortgage lending experts at Fox. Get free pre-approval and helpful home buying advice so you can see just how much space you can afford. Let Fox help you with 22 locations and lending experts to make it easy. Visit foxcu.org for details.
Fox Communities.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
The projects we construct afford us the opportunity to help those in need in more ways than one. And the momentum we create as a team allows us to make an impact greater than any one of us can achieve on our own. We are part of the community. We are where we live. We are Myron Construction.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
Back here on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week on this Tuesday night. It is boys action in Northeastern Conference. 32-22, the Wrightstown Tigers lead the Little Chute Mustangs. I'm Joey D alongside Dick Napinski, Adam Van Handel, our camera guy here tonight. And, well, Dick, in that first half, pretty much going the way that first halves have gone for Little Chute, or for Wrightstown all season long. Because in the first half, they've outscored their opponents by exactly 9 points, and here they've outscored them by 10. So just a regular game for them.
And it's the defensive pressure, Joey, that's making the difference. The hands stay active, even if you give up a couple of hoops, and we saw 3 straight three-pointers by Little Chute at one point of the game when they took their biggest lead. But you just keep the pressure up, and eventually, especially with a younger squad like you have with the Mustangs, things crumble a little bit. You get your opportunities, and we saw right in the last 2 minutes a couple of big three-pointers Hayes had one, Hansen had one, and that made a big difference, able to build that lead, get to the free throw line, and start to establish some things.
8 different players scored for Wrightstown in that first half. Nobody in double figures, but 2 guys did have 8 points. Matthew Hansen coming off of the bench, couple of threes, and then missed the third of the 3 free throws that he had, but he's got 8 points. Also 8 points for Sam Hayes, a couple of threes and a regular field goal. Also scoring, Mason DeClean had a 3. Jeremy Van Zeeland 2. Tyler Cruz had 4. Ben Pierre had that last-second three-pointer, which really, that really just got this crowd going, got them going into the locker room.
And if you're Corey Hayes, you like that because opposing coaches have nobody they can scout to say, okay, we shut down that guy, we shut down Wrightstown. It's not like last year where Mason Hazard, who had a tremendous career here in Wrightstown, all-time leading scorer, more than 1,200 points in his career, he was the guy. You look to him to score. This year, you've got a bunch of guys all in there in that 7 to 14-point range who can all put up points, can all put up shots, and that's a big advantage because somebody can pick up if somebody else is having a bad night.
Andrew Lamers and Grant Nemechek also scoring a bucket for Wrightstown. For Little Chute, they had 6 different players scoring, led by Cade Van Asten. He's doing his thing. He's got 10 points, the only player for either team with double figures. Problem is his teammates, Brandon Brockman is the next leading scorer with 4, Matthew Cook with a 3-pointer, Tate Huss with 2, Carson Wingard with 2, and Hunter Thiel with a free throw for their 22 points.
Yeah, and when you're Little Chute, you have a young team, and sometimes you have those moments of doubt on the floor. And when you're playing an experienced, senior-laden team like Wrightstown, that's when the Tigers can switch the floor around and suddenly start building momentum.
Last year, these 2 teams split 69-64 and 68-66, so a couple of close games last year, hoping for another one here this year. But just like that, quick turnover, back-to-back turnovers. Van Asten is fouled. Man, a lot of action in the first 18 seconds of this one, Dick. Wow.
Yeah, and we saw Wrightstown leap out right away off the inbounds pass and push the Little Chute offense all the way to half court. Van Asten trying to save the ball by bouncing it off of one of the Wrightstown players. Couldn't do so. Went the other way. Van Asten getting the recovery, coming back the other way, and now going to the line.
And Cade, his first free throw attempt, and he makes it. Give him 11 points, lead all scorers. 70% free throw shooter on the season. Makes them both. We'll add to that percentage. He's got a dozen. And lead down to 8 now for Little Chute. Until, well, I almost said until right there, but the lay-in was missed by Cruz. Rebound, Little Chute. They look to run again. Up and in. Brandon Brockman. So 4 quick points.
Yeah, and Jake Van Roy said Brandon Brockman is the guy, the number 3 option we need to get going on a consistent basis if we want to have success this season.
Another turnover on Wrightstown, and that one is knocked out of bounds. So the 2 quick turnovers by Wrightstown. They only had 3 in that first half.
Yeah, nice job by
8 for Little Chute.
Yeah, nice job by Cade Van Asten, too. Twice now he's seen the opening down the floor, has not waited. He said, let's make the rush. Once drew a foul, second time batted out of bounds, but you like the aggressiveness.
It's one of those, what do you think, halftime adjustments, as they call them?
Might just
let's
well
get out
be.
there.
Yep.
Let's get after them. Because they were, at least to end that first half, playing around the perimeter a lot, just like that. And the 3 is off the mark for Van Asten. And away from the basketball, a foul is going to be called underneath the hoop.
Yeah, Tyler Cruz is saying, I had my man set up. I was ready to take it baseline here. He's going to get the hoop.
Goes on Brandon Brockman. He's got 2. That's the first on the Mustangs in this second half. Just underway, a 6-point game. Got all the makings of a good ending here. A little more patience on offense this time. Kick it top of the key, and the 3 is blocked. Tate Huss got his hand on it.
Yeah, nice athletic move by Tate that time, stepping up, not committing the foul, staying far enough away, and we're going to travel. Yep.
And yeah, got a little bit too excited.
Yeah, Tate started backing into his man, and his man left. And so suddenly Tate is backpedaling, and that's where he picked up the extra step.
Unofficially, that's the 10th turnover on Little Chute in the contest. Minute and a half into half number 2. Tigers yet to score.
And not a good offensive set right now. It's
Yeah.
kind of slow on the uptake here.
Noticing the same thing, and that one gets away from Van Zeeland. They'll be able to regroup. A long three. That one off the mark for Sam Hayes. Getting it back underneath. Grant Nemechek.
Yeah, Matthew Cook got himself stuck along the baseline. No place to go with it.
Finally, Wrightstown scores 2 minutes in. And another turnover on Little Chute.
Same thing we talked about in the first half. Defender runs the man into the double team, and suddenly that double team comes from the backside. You need your teammates to call it out. Here comes the double. Somebody get open, get that basketball for Little Chute.
The dump down, and they threw it away. It looked like Cruz was not expecting that one. Little Chute comes away with it, and one underneath. Brockman will head to the line.
Yeah, nice pass, seeing the man open. Saw Brockman underneath. He was looking at the basketball. The Wrightstown defender was not. Took a chance, high lob pass. Brockman got it, dumped it in, drew the foul.
And as the PA guy said, new 5 for Wrightstown.
Yeah, I think Corey Hayes has seen enough of that 5 for the time being. A little more coaching needed on the sideline to talk to these guys.
Brockman had 4 in the first half. He's already got 4 in the first 2.5 minutes. And make it 5 of this second half. He's got 9 now.
Yeah, nice job by Little Chute, just kind of hanging around doing their stuff here. Of course, Jake Van Roy, longtime assistant in the Wrightstown program, knows all these sets, run many of the same sets the Tigers do.
The old-fashioned three-pointer, if you will. And they cut the lead in half. 10 down to 5. Still plenty of basketball to be played. We'll see what this new 5 does for Wrightstown. He's able to do that. Just swing him in and out. And the coat comes off for Jacob Van Roy at the other end. He's really starting to get into it now. Left-handed dribble into the corner. 3 ball is good. Matthew Hansen, that is his 3rd 3 of the game. He's got 11 overall.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, much better movement of the basketball by this group first time down the floor.
Coach Hayes has to be happy with that. Spin move Van Asten. He's tripped. And we'll head to the charity stripe, tripped up by Ben Peer. Just kind of got his leg right there in the way. Kind of unintentional, but it's a foul.
Yeah, Cade's got all the makings of becoming a nice wing player. It's 6'4", you can get out there, might even grow a little bit more as he makes the first free throw. But it can do some things on the outside, can hit the three-pointer, and the next thing is get a little more physical, a little more muscle, get himself down there on the block and start establishing that low post game against guys his same size.
Makes them both. He's made all 4 of his free throws. He's got 14 now. Man, hard to believe he's only a sophomore. Future looking bright for him.
Yeah, we've already seen in football that he's a fine athlete taking over the quarterback position as a sophomore, and it's just a matter of maturing and developing.
And as you kind of hinted at in that first step, maybe put a little bit more meat on the bone.
Yep. Yeah, that happens a lot with 15, 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fouled on the three-pointer for the second time tonight. We are going to see 3 free throws this time. Oh, and it's going to be Hansen again.
Yeah. So he's got that down. Sometimes three-point shooters have that way. You know, the NCAA banned that leg kick that people were doing for a lot of years, too, that they'd get caught on their follow-through and draw the foul. NCAA did away with that, and high schools did, too. And officials are watching for that kind of thing. But Hansen has a way of getting himself up into the defender while trying his 3, and we've seen it twice now.
Makes the first 2 here. He missed his first free throw of the season on the 3rd one the last time he did this.
Pressure's off now.
Sure. And he makes all 3 this time. The 6 in this half. He has 14 points, and he's going to sit down for the time being.
I think he's got some blood, and the trainer's going to take a look at him. Blood on the arm or blood on the uniform.
Lead shoots right back up to 9. 4 minutes into the second half.
Yeah,
Full court press put on.
Yep. This gets tough for Little Chute. You know, they're doubling the original man to come in. Somebody has to come up court to help, and Tate Huss did that time.
Van Asten hounded. by Lamers. Back to Van Asten. Nice ball movement. Okay, double team now. They'll get it down low. Here's Huss. Left-handed, will not go. Kind of a wild shot, and the Tigers come away with it. Into the corner, here's DeClean, and stripped from behind. Picking the pocket is Tate Husson, who missed the layup, but the follow is good for Carson Weingart.
That's where he turned around to Weingart and said, I get the assist for that, by the way.
Boy, Huss came from nowhere. And it's back to a 7-point contest. Front iron no good, and a foul on the rebound.
Yeah, a nice job, too. I want to mention for Little Chute that time, Drew Lamers covering up because the Wrightstown player had gotten by the defender, had gotten by Huss. Lamers came over, sealed off the baseline, disrupted that offensive set, and eventually Little Chute comes away with the rebound and draws the foul.
Andrew Lamers his second, and the team's fourth already here in this second half. Little Chute gets it in under that pressure again, then they'll back off a little bit. 7-point game, still staying within reach. Nice left-handed dribble drive by Drew Joten.
What a great job by Joten to stay with it that time. He saw the opening and suddenly defenders fell away. He says, I'll take a crack at it, and went straight to the hoop. Like to see that out of a freshman, that kind of confidence.
Down to 5. Nice pump fake, blocked away in the paint by Huss. But the Tigers on the second chance draw the foul.
I think Weingart got underneath the man that time, Sam Hayes. That's going to be 4 on Weingart. We talked about that early, Joey, about Little Chute has to stay out of foul trouble because the rotation you have is not that deep. And now you've got Weingart with 4. That's going to change how Jake Van Roy can use his bench.
One of the top guys coming off of the bench. Now he sits down.
Illegal screen.
Push off.
Yep.
That one's going to go on Ben Pierre. It's his third.
Yeah,
and the team's 5th now of this second half.
Yeah,
12-10 left to play.
Senior caught him a little bit with the shoulder that time, Joey. He came around, tried to set that, and sometimes the defender moves out and you aren't expecting it, so you start leaning into him a little bit, and that's when the call comes.
5-point game, 12 minutes left to play. And picking up his dribble and traveling with it was Drew Joten, just kind of a freshman mistake.
Yeah. Well, Hunter Hermer suddenly vacated the wing spot over on the right side, and Joten wasn't expecting that. And Hunter was standing there, and suddenly he decided, okay, I'm going to cut through right about the time Joten took that step to throw him the ball.
So the turnover on Little Chute, the 4th of this half, 13th of the game. And a foul.
Yeah. That was a nice, strong move by Jeremy Van Zeeland. A lot of confidence that time by the 6'3 senior. Just took it right to the baseline, went up and around Hunter Hermes, and got himself to the free throw line.
Jeremy shooting free throws for the first time tonight. Misses the first one. Just a 47% free throw shooter on the season.
Yeah, second team all-conference last year. Averaged 10 points a game, 5.5 rebounds.
Second one is a swish. So he's got 3. Lead back up to 6 for Wrightstown. Swinging around. Here's Hermes. Out of Van Asten. Splitting defenders, a nice reach in, poke away, and the ball is loose. It's going to be tied up. And it's going to go to the Tigers, so officially a turnover on Little Chute. Be Tigers ball. Back into the game, Brandon Brockman. 11:33 left. Still only a 6-point game. Still very much within stretch. They can knock down on some of these turnovers. For Little Chute, they'd be right in this.
And that's just it. You know, you got to give Little Chute credit. They're playing very scrappy in there. And Wrightstown might be half a beat off today, but long distance three, and that's an indication of it right there.
And that looked like a pretty good call. Tyler Cruz, you lower your shoulder at all like that.
Yeah,
and falls down, you're going to get called.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about, being a half beat off offensively tonight. It's not been smooth, consistent for the Tigers tonight. You know, of course, they've got a big game Friday night against Freedom, but Wrightstown, or Little Chute's just giving them a problem. As you mentioned, Joey, they can't keep shooting themselves in the foot with turnovers like that, though.
6th one of this half after 8 in the first half. By the way, that last foul, team foul number 6 now on Wrightstown, so this might come down to shooting some free throws.
Oh, and you love that if your Little Chute stop the clock, catch
Absolutely.
up at the same time.
Still plenty to be played. Approaching the 11-minute mark. Screen out front from Van Zeeland. Cruz will start the drive, and he is fouled by Jotun.
Yeah, Jotun was going to get beat around the corner, so he put his hand out on the hand check, and that's where the call came from.
It's Drew's first and the 5th on the Mustangs. Looking. Well, that was real close to being a 5-second call, but they did lob it into the back court. Finding wide open underneath with Sam Hayes. That's probably going to be his easiest 2 all year. He's in double figures with 10. We back up to 8.
And we see Grant Nemechek staying very close to Van Asten, too, trying to prevent him from getting any good looks at the hoop.
Again, hand in the face by this Wrightstown defense. Here's a 3, and that's off the mark by Van Asten. Nice cut up on the baseline. And everybody touching it. And he's pushed off as he began the drive for Hayes.
Yeah, Van Asten going, oh, there went my block. I had another stat. And so he's going to come out, but Nemechek, or excuse me, Brockman just got beat around the corner, and that's 3 on Brandon now.
And each team now with 6. With 10:09 left to play, still more than a quarter of this game left. Could it be decided from the charity stripe?
Yeah, Cruz we haven't heard a lot of tonight. He's been getting the basketball, but really hasn't found himself any spots where he could start setting up and scoring consistently.
Averaging 14 points a game, and only 4 here tonight, as that one is knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tigers, averaging 14, 4, and 3 assists a game as well for Cruz.
Yeah, but what a tremendous potential assist that was. Behind the head, threw it right down into the lane to Jeremy Van Zeeland, who had it slapped away, but a tremendous pass.
The drive and the hoop, Grant Nemechek. He's got 6. Lead back up to 9 now all of a sudden for Wrightstown.
Yeah, and that's what Sam Hayes can do. Drew the double team, and that left Nemechek wide open on that drive.
Check that 10. It's 45-35. Matching the largest lead, which was at halftime. That one knocked out by Cruz. Start to feel a little bit more momentum swinging back towards Wrightstown after Little Chute cut it in half. It was down to 5.
And Wrightstown can do that so well. They can score quickly when you have aggressive defense, can force the turnovers, hit a 3, and have guys slicing down the lane. You can score a lot of points fast.
Jack Van Zeeland checking back into the game, the 5'10 junior for Wrightstown. Getting into that territory where you cannot have too many more empty possessions if you're Little Chute. Nice bounce pass. Underneath the bunny was missed. Oh, boy, Brandon Brockman was right there.
Yeah, Brockman found himself too far underneath the backboard. He couldn't bank it off and just tried to shovel it in.
Hayes for 3. Off the mark. Rebound tapped around, and Cook comes away with a nice, impressive board. The outlet pass, and in for Tate Huss. Quick bucket, and a timeout is going to be called. I believe a full timeout, so we will take one as well. 45-37, 8:49 left to play in regulation. Back after this on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream Game of the Week.
A century is made up of minutes, but more importantly, of moments. Moments of hard work, dedication, challenges, and triumphs. From Myron Construction, the past 100 years were built by the steady hands of tradespeople who laid a strong foundation, and continues to thrive because of our passionate team members. As we close this significant chapter of our history, our sights are set on what we will accomplish together in the years to come, because together we'll continue building excellence.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or building your dream home, Fox helps make I love this place happen. Fox makes it easy to lock in low and go, so you can make I can have my own chickens happen. If you're a first-time homebuyer, Fox offers low closing costs and as little as 3% down, so you can make I can turn the music up as loud as I want happen. Apply today at foxcu.org. Fox Communities Credit Union. Make life happen.
Back here in Wrightstown on this Tuesday night. Joey D, Dick Napinski with you, our cameraman Adam Van Handel. Got a good one going on here, 45-37. It is Wrightstown leading Little Chute. Wrightstown looking to stay undefeated. They come in at 12-0, and Little Chute starting their second half of the season at 5-6 overall. Trying to stay pace, though, in the Northeastern Conference. This would be 6-3 if they can find a way to come back and win. Very key point of the schedule for both of these teams and for all the teams who, as a matter of fact, here as we head into the second half.
Yeah, and if you're a coach, you're expecting there might be a night we're a little bit flat. Wrightstown has really been on a roll ever since the Christmas break, winning by large margins. And at some point as a coach, you know that sometimes is not sustainable. And this might be the night, looking forward to Freedom on Friday night, that they might have one.
Dribble drive, the fake handoff by Tyler Cruz, and he took it right to the hoop and was fouled.
Yeah, nice job by Tyler Stein, creating a little bit of his own offense that time and drawing the foul, getting himself to the line.
That, I believe, was executed perfectly. That's what they called right. That's what they drew up in that timeout. It had to be. The fake handoff and go right to the hoop, and he scores his first free throw. Again, averaging about 14 a game, only his 5th point tonight.
Yeah, big game this year against Clintonville. He had 24 points earlier this season.
And he knocks them both down. So he's got 6 and the lead back up to double digits. Long outlet pass and scoring at the other end. Brandon Brockman.
Somebody forgot about Brandon over on the other end. He had a pretty easy hoop that time.
47-39 as we update the scoreboard. Just over 8 minutes left to be played, and that's something I'm sure both coaches said too in their huddles there. There's still a lot of game to be played. Entry pass, nice hard one down low to Lamers. And he missed it. Little Chute comes away with it. Big possession for them. Nice pump fake and a hard foul.
And they forgot about Brandon Brockman again.
Yeah.
He's not the widest kid in the world, but still, I'd be able to find him out there.
Goes on Tyler Cruz. That is personal foul number 4, team foul number 7.
Yeah, it's
Brockman
been a tough
looks
night.
like he's okay, though.
Yeah, tough night for Tyler here. Offensively not doing what he wanted, and now picked up his 4th personal foul with just under 8 minutes left.
Brockman looks all right. Made that one. He is now 4 for 4 at the line. He's got 4 field goals as well. 12 points.
Yeah, and you hear the Wrightstown bench saying, who have you got? They want to make sure somebody's accounting for Brandon Brockman out there.
Hit them both. And what set that up, though, I'm big fan, always have been, the old pump fake.
Yep.
Just one of the best plays in all of basketball. That's what you can do.
Well, they always say if you've got somebody who likes to jump and block shots, make him jump.
Yeah. Lots of dribbling, and he threw it into traffic and turned it over. 5th turnover of the half on the Tigers. And the foul is going to go on Hanson.
Yeah, and that was Matthew that time, compounded his first mistake, driving too deep on the baseline and making the turnover with another mistake. And that often happens on the high school level. You'll have a player come out and say, I had a bad play, so I'm going to try to make up for it right now, and then you end up making 2 mistakes.
Back within 6, chance to cut it to 4 at the line. We will take a break, come back, and find out if it happens on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream Game of the Week.
100 years in business, thousands of construction projects, countless memories, and priceless relationships for which we are eternally grateful. But we're just getting started. The team at Myron Construction thrives on bringing dreams to life, and we're looking forward to the next century of building excellence for our clients, partners, and the community. Because building excellence isn't just what we do, it's who we are.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Sometimes you can tell when it's time to look for a bigger house. Get the home, the yard, and the loan that will make your dreams and your dogs come true. Talk to the mortgage lending experts at Fox. Get free pre-approval and helpful home buying advice so you can see just how much space you can afford. Let Fox help you with 22 locations and lending experts to make it easy. Visit foxcu.org for details.
Fox Communities.
7:32 left to play in regulation. I'll say that for the first time here tonight already. And we got a 6-point lead and a chance that this one might be cut even thinner after these free throws by Cade Van Asten. He gets a pair. Check that. This was 1-1, but he did make it. He's 5 for 5 now, and all 5 of them coming here in this second half.
Yeah, Little Chute just hanging around, doing enough right things, and especially defensively, not letting Wrightstown control right around in their own basket.
Made them both, and it's a 4-point game. This is as close as they have been since midway through the first half. Little Chute just won't go away, will they, Dick?
No, not at all. And, of course, right now you don't have Cruz on the floor and you don't have Sam Hayes on the floor, 2 of your leading scorers.
Skip pass over to Van Zeelen. Jack Van Zeelen, that is. We're looking down low for Lamers, but that one tipped out of bounds. It'll stay Tigers ball.
Well, and Lamers was there 2 seconds before, wide open, and nobody saw him. None of his teammates happened to see him at all. And so by the time they saw him and got the ball to him, Huss was there and able to tip the ball away.
Back in Weingard and Drew Joten for the Mustangs. Double team on the inbound pass. They'll swing it out front. Jack Van Zeelen for 3. No, the rebound putback is good and 1 for Grant Nemechek. He'll head to the line as he didn't have the positioning, but he grabbed the rebound and got fouled.
Yeah, with Matthew Cook, coaches will always tell you, take a step back when you're going to box somebody out. Matthew Cook that time got himself trapped right underneath the hoop, and as the ball came off, he tried to back up to give himself reposition, but Nemechek had the position. He went straight up and drew the foul after making the hoop.
Don't see that too often.
Yeah, Jake Van Roy is discussing that with him, but it really was a situation where Cook was almost immediately underneath the basket and had to back up to have any shot at the basketball.
Made the free throw. The old-fashioned 3, that was huge for Wrightstown. Puts them back up by 7. On the free throw by Nemechek. He got 7 points in this half, 9 overall. Nice pump fake. That's what we just talked about. And Van Asten's going to head back to the line.
Yeah, we talked about Van Asten developing that inside, that block game down low. That's a great move to start up. The fake and the up-under, making your defender get up in the air, making him come down with his arm, and chances are you're going to draw that foul.
Takes this one. He's now 7 for 7, all coming in this second half. That's all he's made is free throws. He had 10 points in the first.
Well, you know he's going to have double figures. Every game he's played this year, he's had double figure scoring.
That one rims out. But it's back to a 6-point game. 5.5 to go. That one almost stolen away, and now it is. The turnover on the Tigers. Nice defense by Little Chute. about the hustle, too, from this very young squad? We talked about maybe the legs would start to wear down. They haven't really shown that effect so far.
Well, you're within 6 points. A little motivation right there. Give yourself a little shot of adrenaline.
Get that going. Van Asten to fade away. Won't go, and Pierre was looking for somebody to throw to, but all his teammates were behind him. He had to hold up.
Yeah, nobody for the Tigers really has come out and just taken control of this game offensively, and that's led to this flat spot tonight and only a 6-point lead at this juncture.
The number 4 ranked team. The new rankings just coming out today for week 7. And a reach-in foul. Yeah, he grabbed him. He knew it. That is going to be the 5th foul on Carson Weingard. They blow the horn twice, and he's going to have to sit down. He will sit down with 4 points.
Yeah, and Carson is not a big scorer for this Little Chute team, averaging less than 5 points a game, but he has some length. At 6'3", you can get those long arms out there and at least be a bother in a passing lane. And now you're going to have to rethink that a little bit.
6'3" junior fouls out. Second horn means they got to have somebody come in for him, and Drew Lamers, one of the starters, he'll come back in. And it's going to be Grant Nemechek to shoot 1 and 1. He just hit that old-fashioned three-pointer not too long ago. 1 for 2 tonight. Makes this one, he'll have another.
Yeah, that's clutch against, again, Grant, one of those seniors, the many seniors on this team, and he's got some length at 6'4". Only one double-figure game so far coming into this one. That was the big win against Mineral Point.
Made them both. Back up to an 8-point lead for Wrightstown. Both teams now, by the way, with 9 team fouls, so we'll see double bonus down the stretch.
Yeah, Cade Van Asten out of the game right now, so it'll be interesting to see where the scoring is going to come from.
The left-handed drive, and they're going to get Tate Huss on an offensive foul. Tried to kind of scoop his arm around the defender.
Yeah, and this is just what I was saying, Joey, that who's going to produce the offense? Tate took it upon himself to say, I'm going to try to create something. It may have just pushed the issue a bit too hard.
That's 3 on Tate. 10 team fouls, but we don't shoot because it is offensive. Big point in the ball game here. Approaching the 5-minute mark. If you can stay within single digits, that's what Little Chute's trying to do here.
Yeah, Sam Hayes back in the game, too. We'll give you some length down low and also that 3-point shooting outside.
Wrightstown, maybe eat up a little bit of clock here. As I say that, they attack the hoop, and Tyler Cruz gives them back the 10-point lead.
Yeah, Tyler Cruz had a matchup there. He knew he had the strength factor inside and could just muscle that one up.
Matches the largest. We've had it a couple times here in the second half. There's a long 3. Lamers misses it, but a second chance opportunity.
Yeah, nice job by the freshman guard, Joten, grabbing that one.
Baseline's cut off again. Huss guarded by Hayes. Jump stop in the lane. Put up by the Lamers, a wild shot and a wild rebound. Got bodies flying all over the place and a held ball. Will stay with the Mustangs. With 4:02 left.
And we're going to see Van Asten come right back in. Again, you know, a very noble lineup on the floor for Little Chute right now, but not a lot of offensive production with the 5 they had out there.
Yeah, you got to get Van Asten and Brockman back out there. They've been the offense for Little Chute tonight. And
Van Asten took the great circle route to try to get open, and you can't run behind the guy inbounding the ball to get yourself in there.
So it goes down as a turnover on Little Chute.
Yeah, if you're forced out, you can come back and reestablish yourself. But you can't
that
run
for us.
off the court and then run back onto the court.
Yeah, that's a good explanation. 7th turnover of this half after 8 in the first. That's 15 on Little Chute. A lot of them have been unforced just like that. 3:45 left to play. Got to get a stop if you're the Mustangs. This is almost must-stop territory. And they do. And then they throw it right back away.
And Wrightstown looks like they're just, okay, we'll just run our sets. We'll run guys through and keep running the set again and again and see if we can pop something open.
Each team with a turnover there. Nemechek with a baseline drive, and he scores again. He's having a heck of a second half.
Yeah, and Nemechek that time, again, just set it up, eventually got the gap. He could run the baseline and make the difference.
It is the biggest lead of the game. It's up to 12 now for the Tigers with 3 minutes left to play. Spin move in the lane, an empty one by Tate Huss.
That's a tough shot, too.
Yeah.
Tate Huss, that was a contested shot. Maybe if you're a coach watching the tape saying that's not the wisest shot you could take, but it was a much-needed shot for the Mustangs.
30-second timeout. We'll take a quick one as well. Back right after this.
The projects we construct afford us the opportunity to help those in need in more ways than one. And the momentum we create as a team allows us to make an impact greater than any one of us can achieve on our own. We are part of the community. We are where we live. We are Myron Construction.
Down the stretch we come, under 3 minutes left to play in this one. It is Wrightstown with their biggest lead now at 12. Check that, it's at 10, 56-46 after that last bucket.
And for the first time, we're going to see some pressure out of the Mustangs, just trying to get a turnover, get something to happen.
And again, got to get a stop. Can't let Wrightstown eat up too much clock here if you want to get back into this one. They've hung strong all night long, but as of late, Tigers starting to flex their muscle.
Yeah, and you hear Jake Van Roy from the sideline saying you got to get up on defense. You got to push them a little bit farther out. You just can't sit behind the arc and with your hands up.
Just kind of doing that three-man weave out front. And then the foul going on Cade.
Yeah, and I think Cade got the worst of that. Yeah, I think he got an elbow to the nose as Hayes went by him.
Actually, it's team foul number 11, but so Hayes will shoot a pair.
Yeah, Hayes, the last of the three brothers, the sons of Corey Hayes. Zach, the oldest one, of course, playing at UW Lacrosse this year. That team ranked in the top 25 among Division III college teams. Tied for first place in the WIAC.
That's got to be fun to be on the sidelines, coach your sons. I'm sure it's nerve-wracking a lot, but
yeah, talking to Corey before the game, says, yeah, Zach's got a game tomorrow night over at Stout, but with Freedom on Friday night, I can't take the luxury of running over to Menominee and watching my son play in that one.
That would be one of the downsides of being the coach. May not be able to see every single game. Nice try by the freshman Jotun, and he draws the foul. Stops the clock.
Yeah, we're seeing some nice stuff out of this freshman. Of course, he's got some lineage. We mentioned that his granddad, former Freedom baseball coach Ron Jotun, his mom was a nice high school ball player as well for the Irish. And, so there's some good lineage there. But you see, he's got that aggressive. He's looking to score, looking to move the basketball. And that's what you want to see. You don't want to see that shade of doubt. If you're going to bring somebody up as a freshman, you want to make sure they can contribute as a freshman and not just sit on the bench. At that point, you'd rather play them on junior varsity.
Made them both. Got a nice little stroke from the free throw line. He's got 4 points, all of them coming here in the second half. Brings them back within 10. But we're at the 2-minute warning. Passing up the wide open three. Now you know what they're trying to do. Just eat up as much clock as you can here.
Yeah, run the weave on here. Van Asten has to commit the foul. It's just one of those situations where this is where a senior-laden team really comes in handy. Guys who've been playing together for a lot of years. Jake Van Roy talked about that before the game, too. Trying to mesh players from 4 different classes together who have not played together a great deal. Even if you have last year now you're bringing a bunch of freshmen in as well. And the first one goes awry. And so having seniors at this point, guys who've played together and have that confidence in one another and get that sixth sense of where they're going to be open is certainly valuable.
Makes the second one. Yeah, 2 seniors. But one of them hasn't played here tonight. 5 juniors, 2 sophomores, 2 freshmen. Talk about a mixture of every single class.
Yeah. Now, there's some good things coming. A lot of good young players here for Little Chute, and they're kind of finding their way right now with the inexperience they have after losing 7 seniors off of last year's team.
Just under 90 seconds left to play. Backing him down is Huss. And a wild shot goes nowhere, but off of the hands of Hayes. It'll stay Mustangs ball at a minute, 21 left. Again, it never really did get out of hand, though. I mean, Little Chute's been fighting all night long.
Yeah, Little Chute did just enough to bother Wrightstown.
That's a good word. They bothered them.
Yep, and didn't have a lot of sequence. And this is indication right here. You know, Nemechek comes out and gets turned around, ends up putting a shoulder into Lamers and sending Lamers to the free throw line. It's been that kind of night. They've got enough talent where they're going to likely win this game. But it's not been a performance that the coaching staff will say, hey, good job. We fired on all cylinders tonight. That's what we wanted to do. There'll be lots to work on. And coaches love that kind of stuff. They love breaking down videotape and telling you, okay, you know, you won. Great. Here's what you did wrong. We're going to keep working on it.
Yeah. 1 for 2 for Drew Lamers. The starter averaged about 4 points a game. That's his first of this one. And then at the other end, he commits a foul. That'll be a second personal, and we'll see 2 more shots for Sam Hayes, who is 2 for 2 tonight.
You just have that feeling now. You look at both teams that they all kind of understand how this one's going to finish.
Makes the first one. He's now 3 for 3. Wrightstown really good free throw shooting tonight. 11, 12, 13 out of 15 just in this half at the line. And they were 4 out of 7 in the first half. 17 out of 22 if my quick math is right, to make it 18. Hey, you hit your free throws like that and win a lot of ball games as they have with 1 minute left to play. Looking to stay undefeated.
Yeah, this one in the final score will look like a fairly comfortable Wrightstown win, but it was not that. They had to work hard tonight on a night maybe they didn't have their best game.
Nice dish off from Jotun to Huss. And a timeout is taken. We will take one as well. We'll take our final break here and come back to Wrightstown for the ending of this one. It is 61-51, a 10-point game. Back for the final minute of this one right after this.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
Back here in Wrightstown one final time with 46.5 seconds left to play. It's a 10-point contest in favor of Wrightstown over Little Chute, 61-51. It's been a hard-fought game. What a game at Wrightstown will stay undefeated. If they can hold on here in the final 45 seconds. I guess anything could happen.
But it's not going to.
not after that.
No.
Back out, and we'll see some more free throws. Foul goes on Huss, his 4th.
Yeah, Jake Van Roy very soon is just going to go, okay, you know, we get under 30 seconds, and there's not really a necessity to foul anymore, and just play it straight up. Sam Hayes going back to the line.
He's got 14 so far. Oh, chance to get to his season average of 16 there, but he stays at 14 for the time being. Had a couple of three-pointers in that first half. And now 4 out of 5 at the line. Lead back up to 11. We wind down this one. 20 seconds left, a long three. Off the back iron, no good. They'll run it down and scoop it in, and the foul. Sam Hayes will get a chance now to get that up to his season average.
Yeah, and if you're Jake Van Roy, you can build on some things out of this game tonight. A team that, if you looked on it before the game, okay, they have a lot more weapons than we do. We have to play very well, and there were points of this game that Little Chute did play very well tonight. Defensively, took care of the basketball. It just wasn't consistent enough to eventually ride out and get past Wrightstown.
And made the free throw. So they'll just dribble this one out and see if they can get one real quick. Nope, travel is called. That's just kind of the way things are going here for Little Chute. They're 17th, if I have my numbers right, turnover of the game. And it will be their last, as they will walk this one out and call it a final score of 65-51 as the Wrightstown Tigers move to 13-0 on the season. And they end in the contest with the largest lead of the game. So, like you said, I mean, in the paper and on TV tonight, it's going to look like it was a runaway. It was anything but that.
It was a good, solid game all the way around. We mentioned Little Chute played very aggressively. They tried to do the things they needed to do to stay in this game, whether it's lengthening possessions, whether it's playing tight defense, double teaming, forcing some of the Wrightstown big guns out of their usual comfort zone. They did all those things. Just not enough weapons, not enough cannons to knock down the Tigers tonight.
They move to 13-0 on the season. And up next for Wrightstown, we mentioned it is the big one at Freedom, coming up on Friday nights before another couple of home games, but that is going to be a huge game.
Well, you know John Myron's going to have the Irish ready.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we've known John for here about almost 30 years now coaching basketball, and especially defensively, he is going to be ready for everything that Corey Hayes and the Wrightstown Tigers will throw at them.
You can also see there they meet up February 27th at Little Chute. I believe that ends the season, I think.
It is.
It is the final regular season game, so these two teams will meet back up again. As far as Little Chute goes, they will be at home on Friday night against Clintonville before heading to Denmark and O'Connell Falls to round out the month of January. They do fall to 5-7 overall, 5-4 in conference play. So they will have a home game against Clintonville. Our next broadcast, well, it will be tomorrow night, actually. We get to do the Titans of UW Oshkosh against UW Stevens Point. It'll be myself and Jake Kapinski again on the call of that one tomorrow, about 7 o'clock, 7:05 for a tip-off. But our next high school broadcast, you can see right there, will be on Friday. Appleton North and Kimberly. Always fun when those two schools, no matter what sport, get together.
Yep, we'll just sleep in the car the next 3 nights, so
why not?
Just pack up the equipment and bring it in with us.
Exactly. Be a busy couple of nights here for us. Love it, though. It's that time of year. Lots and lots of basketball to bring you. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors, Fox Communities Credit Union, Myron Construction, Creative Imprint, and Julian Strategic Alliance Group. Well, that is going to do it from Wrightstown High School. Bidding you farewell, former broadcast partner Dick Napinski and a camera guy Adam Van Handel. I am Joey D bidding you farewell. Our final score once again here tonight. Wrightstown stays undefeated. They beat Little Chute by a score of 65-51. This has been a presentation of Woodward Communications.